So the first thing we need to do, we've all heard it before. I don't know, this AI, it doesn't sound like me. You're right, it doesn't because it's been trained on all kinds of historical information and a lot of it doesn't sound like us at all. So that's a very common problem. And there's a lot of ways we can fix it, but I'm going to show you the quick and simple way that every single person watching this today can do. And that's that I want you to go out and take a personality test. And I'm going to recommend a site called 16 Personalities. It's free. I have no skin in the game here, but it's totally free. But if you go out here and you take the test, takes about 10 minutes. And I know everybody's like, oh, I don't have 10 minutes. AI is supposed to save me time. Take the 10 minutes. You only have to do it one time. But when you do that, you're going to see that there are 16 different personality types out here. I won't go through them all, but there's 16 of them. And the neat thing is every AI model that we use knows what these 16 personalities are. This is based on the Myers-Briggs personality test. Now, if you happen to know, like I do, what you are, you can just go there. You don't need to go in detail. But if you're not sure, take the 10 minutes and find out. If you've done other tests, that's great too. But this is the one I find has the most value is the Myers-Briggs. So go out, take this, and it's going to give you, when you're done, a code. I happen to be an ENTP here, this debater. That's who I am. That's my personality. The neat thing about this is that if you're an ENTP, and you may not be, I'm unique, so you may not be, but ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Manus, Grok, you name it, they all know lots and lots of information about what that means to be an ENTP. So now when I go to write my content, instead of it sounding like AI, it's going to sound like me. And that's what we want to happen. So that's the first step. AI assisted content can be absolutely amazing. But if it doesn't sound like us, well, it's like getting a business card from somebody when they have a photo when they were a senior in college and you go out and meet that person and find out they're 45 years old. It's a huge incongruity, and that's not good because it doesn't build that know, like, and trust that we need to do as entrepreneurs. So that's the first thing I want everybody to do. Go out to 16 personalities, take the test. It'll take about 10 minutes. And then when it's done, it's actually going to give you a description. Save that because you may want that later. The next thing that we're going to do is, and this I'm going to show you in Gemini today. We could be using ChatGPT, we could be using Claude, any of the models that are out there. It really doesn't matter. But my ChatGPT has been really slow today, and Claude just gave me an error. So we're going to dump over to Gemini. It doesn't matter. If, by the way, you use Google services, Gemini is a great AI tool. And I do recommend that you consider using it because it has a lot of value that you can use along the way. And there's a couple things that we need to remember when we're writing content, when we're creating content that works with our audience. And the first part of that is actually who is our audience. We need to remember that because so often we know who it is, but we don't spend much time reminding the AI who it is. And as a result, when we create content, it misses the point. So we're going to do that. And then I know everybody hates this moment. We're sitting here, we're looking at the screen, and we're like, okay, Jonathan, great. Blank screen. What do I do next? I don't know what to do. So we're going to give you one more tip. I'm going to encourage you, go out to YouTube to make it easy. So we're going to click over to YouTube a minute if my screen will cooperate. Let's see here. There we go. I went and grabbed a video here from Sunny. Find somebody that's in your industry. That's what really matters. If it's talking about a topic that you want to talk about. Sunny has a video here talking about how social media is over. Don't totally agree with her, and I don't think Sunny does either. It's a great hook. But what I'm going to do is imagine if I didn't know what to write for content, one of the first things I do is go, well, I better go read some things, better go watch a couple videos. I need some inspiration. But instead of us going out and spending a long time on that, we're going to go and I'm going to grab Sunny's video and I'm going to have AI or Gemini in this case use it for inspiration. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab the transcript here. It's going to take just a moment. I can copy the transcript. You can see that pops up. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to Gemini. And now I'm going to make it easy. So we've talked about your style. We've talked about your audience, who it is. We've talked about inspiration. Now we need to actually put it all together. I'm an ADHD entrepreneur, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm at that point where I don't want to take a long time to do this because I've got stuff to do today. And social media, it wasn't on my list, but I know I need to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it take this transcript that we just got from Sunny. That transcript, by the way, let's take a look. That video is 20 minutes long. So there's a fair bit of content in there. Don't do this with a 3-minute video. It'll be a little bit harder. And I'm literally going to come in and I'm going to tell it that I want it to read this information. I want it to use it as inspiration and I want it to create content for it. We're going to create two types of content here. We're going to create first content for Facebook. We could do it for LinkedIn or X or anything else, but we'll do it for Facebook. And then we're going to create an email campaign based on that for our email newsletter and show you how we do that. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to come in and I need to tell the AI model, by the way, we call it our perfect prompt framework. There's 4 steps that you want to take along the way. The first is we need to tell it what type of expert it is when we prompt it. Then we need to give it context. Then we need to ask it our question. And then we need to end with 6 words. You'll see me do this. Those 6 words are ask me any questions you have. I know we're going really fast. I'm trying to make this really valuable. The great news is you'll be able to catch the replay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to literally start. And by the way, I don't type well, so I'm going to use a transcription feature. You'll hear me talk into the computer and it's showing up. Step 1, what type of expert are you? You're an expert copywriter specializing in writing engaging social media posts for Facebook. That's step 1. What type of expert? Just that easy. Then step 2, I need to give it context. I'm a digital marketing agency and I don't believe that social media is dead, but some people do. And what I want to do is I want you to analyze this video transcript from Sunny and use it as inspiration to create 3 Facebook posts that I can use to talk about why social media is so important for my audience. By the way, my audience is made up of small business owners and entrepreneurs. So just like that, we're going to have that pop up. There we go. So now I've got the background information. I haven't given it the transcript yet. Imagine, and here's the way to think of it. Imagine that we're working together. I can't just come to you and say, write me 3 social media posts and get anything good. I've got to give you some context. Same thing I'm doing here. Then I'm going to ask it my third part, which is what I want it to do. Please review the transcript and create 3 engaging Facebook posts. Make sure that each post begins with a question that my audience, small business owners, is asking about the topic of social media. All right. And we're almost done. The last part is ask me any questions you have. Literally, those 6 words. So the only thing left we need to do once we followed that framework is paste in our transcript. And I'm just going to copy and paste it in, and we're going to go ahead and see what it did. I think, did I tell it I was an ENTP? I don't think I did. I just realized that. Let's go up. So I did not. So we're going to add it right here. I'm an ENTP and then digital marketing agency, just like that. It's all I need to do. I just need to mention it in there so that it does that. We're going to turn on thinking mode. So it thinks a little bit before it writes this, and we're going to say go. Now we'll take a look here and it should create for us here in just a few seconds. It should create for us 3 unique Facebook posts. Now I want to warn everybody, don't just copy and paste these in. We want to take a quick moment and look at them. But if you're posting 3 posts a day, by the way, that's what I recommend you should be doing as a business owner. This will give you an entire day's worth of social media in just a few seconds.
If you want to watch the entire episode, click here. And if you want to watch more episodes like this, click here.